Just because you're gay, it don't mean you have to act on it. You know, the Bible is against homosexuality, and so am I. I have
You're doing this because you said you care about black women, but I just don't believe that if you cared about black women, you would be telling black men to suppress their sexuality, which in the end is only going to affect and harm black women because that's who they're going to lie and mislead and mistreat because of the suppressing of their sexuality, right? A bully with a Bible. The story of the Christian homophobic black woman. So before I get into this, I just want to say that this is not my overall opinion of the collective of black women. I love black women. I support black women. Most of the people that I follow and listen to are black women. I think this is a particular subsection of black women, and there are some black women who are like her. And if you are a black woman that is like her, I don't really care about your support or your opinions anyway. So you're going to feel how you feel. Sheila Truelove, which is a Christian YouTuber. Now, the reason I follow Sheila Truelove because she's like a TikTok spammer, or okay, I'm probably using the wrong word, but she's one of those people who takes people's videos off TikTok and posts it to YouTube. So I have a TikTok, but I don't use it. I don't know how to find people that well on TikTok. So I enjoy watching the TikTok videos on YouTube. So that's why I started following Sheila Truelove. But I always notice every time she posts a video about gay men, it's always about this is why they hate women and da-da-da-da, and this is why they... She's just always trying to paint a narrative like gay men are against women, and that's just not the case, and I don't understand why she does that. And it started to make me feel like she does feel a way against gay men. So in the most recent live video that she did, and I wasn't really trying to watch it. It came on after I was watching a few of the TikTok videos. It was auto playing. But anyway, I'm watching the video, and she's discussing the black gay HIV epidemic. Okay, she's a black woman. She has the right to her opinion and her perspective, and she can discuss whatever she wants to discuss. This is what made me upset. She goes in on this long rant. And on this rant, she says the Bible is against homosexuality, and so am I. This is my problem with most Christians, and this is why I don't get along with religious people. But, well, hold on. Let me tell y'all what she said first before I get into my opinion. Because, girl, I'm going to hit it right. She says, I have no problem with gay people because there's a difference between gay and homosexual. So, I'm listening to that like, oh, okay, girl, that's going to be deep because I ain't never heard nobody say there was a difference between gay and homosexual. So, let me let y'all hear what she said the difference was.
homosexual gay people, they know they're attracted to men, but they don't act on it because they're Christians and they know how God feels about homosexuality, so they just don't act on it. They just decide to become like the apostles.
Okay, girl. So then she goes on to explain the difference between gay and homosexual people. And gay people know that they're Christian and they know that God doesn't agree with it, so they don't act upon it. And basically using her religion and saying so much as if you're gay and you don't act upon it, you can just be an apostle. And that way God will still love you, I guess, or you'll still get into heaven because you still have those feelings and desires, but you didn't act upon it. Then she recommends to the men, so if that's you and you know you're attracted to men, but you want to be Christian and you still want to be loved by God, then you should probably just be an apostle. This is my issue with Sheila Truelove and women like her. This message is extremely harmful. This message is extremely dangerous. And this message is extremely unbeneficial to the black man and anyone struggling with their sexuality. Now, I'm specifically going to say black man because when she went on her rant about being gay, she never mentioned women. Even when she talked about the act, she only mentioned man on man. And that's my thing. They're not concerned about women when they talk about gay. They're only here to condemn gay men. She never mentioned women at all. She said, even if you know you're attracted to a man, then you should just become well, what about the women that are attracted to women? They don't care. She's only here to condemn gay men. This is a woman that does not like gay men, and she made it very clear. The Bible is against homosexuality, and so am I, as she goes on a rant about gay men. She doesn't like gay men. So my first thing would be, once she made it clear that she was against homosexuality and because she agrees with the Bible, do you really think this is a woman that has your best interest at heart? Do you really think a woman like this is going to give you any advice that's going to help you progress as a gay man? Do you think a woman like this's goal is to help you live openly and happily in your truth? Do you think that she's genuine? Do you think she's coming from a good place? Do you think she really cares about you? Was this a sincere message? Secondly, this is my issue, and this is why when I stopped going to church at about 16 years old, I really try to stay away from religious people, Christian people. I try not to be friends with them. If I am, we don't discuss it. I stay away from my religious family members because they think that everyone should operate the way they operate. They think everyone lives their life by a book just because I'm not Christian. I'm not religious. The Bible does not dictate and control how I live my life. So you telling me the Bible disagrees, like the Bible is the end all be all for me. That's not my go-to book. That's not my rubric and manual for life. Excuse me. I'm getting frustrated because I got a lot to say. I don't wake up every day saying, "Oh, girl, how close am I living?" Let me not go too far. I am not a religious person, and this is why I don't like being around religious people, because majority of them act just like this, in my experience. I've even been around some gay men that are just as worse. I think in a day and age where we have so many men that are already struggling with their sexuality and so many men that are afraid to live in their truth because they value people like this's opinion, and they have mothers like this or aunts like this. I have aunts like this. I'm telling you, I do. Or friends are just women that they've grown up around them like this. It makes you fearful. You don't want to disappoint these type of women. You don't want to let these women down. You feel like you are in constant need to uphold an image that they are creating for you. This is harmful, and this is the thing. Because I feel like a lot of religious people think they just have the answer. Well, just don't act upon it and you'll be all right. Just pray it away and just do things to take your mind off of it. So what's the next step? What happens when that doesn't work? Okay, so let's say I'm a Christian man and I'm listening to you and I take your advice and I'm going to suppress my feelings and I'm not going to have sex and act upon it. What happens when I get the urge and I get aroused and I want to have sex? What do I do to take my mind off of the men? When I suppress those feelings and my friends and family start asking me why I don't have a girlfriend or why I'm not married or why I'm not dating women, what do I tell them? How should I go about lying and misleading to women? Because that's the next step. That's the overall message that I want to get. So at some point, these men are going to start lying and dating women because they're going to have to keep the image upheld. And at a certain point, people will wonder, well, why aren't you dating women? Why don't you have a girlfriend? So then when he starts dating women and starts misleading and lying to women, knowing that he would rather be with a man, but he's so afraid of what everyone else thinks, what's the next step? When he gets into that relationship with a woman and marries her and creates children with her, but he's miserable and he still can't get his mind off of men, what do you tell that man? When he starts mistreating that woman and abusing her or cheating on her with men and bringing her home STDs because he suppressed it as long as he could, but the desires and the needs and the wants just grow stronger and stronger and stronger, and he finally had to act upon it. What's the next step? This is what I think women like this don't think about when they put out messages like this. Thinking one-sided. You're only thinking about yourself and your religion and your Bible. And this is probably nothing that you've ever had to deal with. You don't know how it feels to have to suppress your feelings. You don't know how it feels to have to be around people and have to paint an image like you're someone that you're not. You don't know how it is to be around men that you find attractive and you have to act like you're looking at. Why would you even want a man to do that? And this is why I think it's harmful, because you say that you care about black women, but I don't think that a woman that genuinely cares about black women would be telling men to suppress their sexuality, because that only hurts black women in the end. Black women are the one who end up hurting in the end because they're the ones who end up having babies with men who rather be with men. Getting married to men who rather be with men. Getting abused and cheated on and brought STDs from men who are living double lifestyles because they're not man enough to live in their truth, even though they are still the cowards, but they're doing it because certain women like this. How dare you tell a man that he should suppress his feelings and live by this moral code just because that's what you believe in? That is your belief, and you should keep that to yourself. That's disgusting to me that you would come online and say something like that, especially at this day and age. That should not be acceptable. You gotta keep that to yourself. I mean, too many men that are struggling with their sexuality. They're scared to disappoint mama, scared to disappoint auntie, scared to disappoint this person, scared of what everyone else is going to think. Just get online and just get to spew that type of negativity so freely. It makes your opinion any more valuable than anybody else. And then I think it's so harmful for you to try to create a divide between a group of men that I know you don't give a damn about, because you don't give a damn about the black gay man. That's very clear. So for you to say, oh, there's a difference between gay and homosexual men, that's so divisive. So you're making a gay man who suppresses his homosexuality and not act upon it feel like he's better than someone like me because I live open and truthfully and I decide to engage in sex that everyone is allowed to have in the United States of America. Having sex is not against the law. Gay sex is not illegal. And your Bible is not the law. So because I have gay sex, but you suppress your feelings, even though you still have the same feelings, wants, and desires, you're still going to have to go to the Creator with those same feelings, wants, and desires at your end date, according to her, right? Because it's the desire for you to want to be with a man that's the sin, right? Or that only the action. You see how they'll move the goalposts? Because first they would tell you, if you have any gay feelings, tendencies, desires, thoughts at all, that you were going to hell. But now they're telling you, okay, you can be gay, but as long as you don't act upon it, then God will still accept you. Girl, now they moving the goalposts. I don't have time. You'll never be able to appease them. Why would you want to? And that's part of the reason these downlow men think that they're better than openly gay men. Because of rhetoric like that. So if you suppress it and hide it, then you're more manly and you're more respected than those openly gay cis. Girl, get out of here. And then these easily influenced men who are struggling with their sexuality, who are looking for a way to cope, and they believe that it's a possibility that they can be changed. They're listening to people like you and they're following what you say because they want to be cured. Imagine a young, easily influenced male who's struggling with his sexuality getting that message from you and listening to you. Now he's suppressing his feelings, misleading a woman, lying, creating a family, married. I know that in 5 years the urges are going to get so strong that he won't be able to suppress them anymore. Boom. So then I want to ask you, if you're going to give out that message, you need to give us the next steps for these men. Once I suppress my feelings for a little while and it doesn't work, what's next? That's what I want to hear. Just get to spew this negativity and this hatred and this intolerance and not follow through with it. What should they do next? And what do you tell the woman who's been misled and hurt in the situation? Because that's what's going to happen. Look at the statistics. I think this is extremely intolerant. I think it comes from a very negative space. I don't think that you're doing this out of love for anyone. And I'm disappointed. If you don't like gay men, just say that. Now, you have a right to talk about what you want to talk about. I don't disagree. I can't disagree with the statistics that you pointed out. And there are conversations that gay men need to have amongst gay men, but we don't need people like you involved in the conversation. You do not mean us well. And you don't like us at all. And